All right, so you can see we've got a cam light here. Now you could tape around it, but it's better if you can pull them. There's all kinds of different ways that these things are installed. The majority of the ones that I use, this light bulb comes out. Okay, make sure you turn off the light before you start messing with this stuff. But the light bulb usually comes out, and then this is held in sometimes with springs, sometimes with just pieces of metal clip. This light is a little bit different. It just pulls straight down. Okay, and I'm just going to let it hang like that. It's just fine. That way I can cut in underneath the light, which is what I want to do. Okay, wait for it to dry, then just shove it back in. So we've got a couple pendant lights in the kitchen. Now, if you don't want to go through the motions of taking this off, I'm going to try to take this down. I think this just unscrews and this will just slide down, so I have access to the ceiling above it. But if that sounds a little too ominous, you could just tape it up. So you could just take a piece of blue tape and line it around the frame. Make sure your blue tape does not wind up on the ceiling. Okay, you want it just flat to the metal. Okay, so you could do that. But I'm going to go ahead and try to pull it off. Make sure the lights are off when you're doing this. Okay. Yeah, so it just unscrews. This black is just a cover for the bottom part of the screw here. Okay, and then you always want to be careful, right? Because you never know how this is all hooked up together, right? So always make sure you're holding on to the light before you pull all the stuff down. Okay, but this would work just fine. Now remember, if you turn the lights on, I don't see any wires exposed. This is a ground wire, so it's not going to hurt you, but just be really careful, right? Okay, now I can easily paint this, and then when it's all dry, I'll just stick it all back up. Okay. These lights can be very different. I have one in the dining room here. It's too big. I'm not going to do anything like this. I don't want to mess with it. So I'm just going to tape around the rim. So if you're concerned about it, just tape around it. It'll be just fine that way. This is the base to the dining room light. And I've decided not to pull it off. If I removed those two cap screws on the top, I'd have to remove the whole thing. And I don't want to do that. So you can see that what I did is I just taped around it. And remember, when you tape around something like this, make sure the tape is just on the object that you're trying to protect. Smoke detectors, same idea as the lights. They come down in numerous ways. I do not believe that this one is hardwired. I think it's just battery powered. Sometimes when you go to spin it, pull it down, it'll be hardwired, and so you can let it hang down, and then you could tape this edge up and paint around it. Since this is not hardwired, I'm going to take it down and pull it off.